A Red Red Rose is one of the popular love lyrics by Robert Burns, and in today's video, I'll attempt to analyze this poem. Hi everyone, I'm Sanjeev and you all are welcome to my channel. Robert Burns is a prominent 18th century Scottish poet. He is also considered as the national poet of Scotland. In his poetry, he uses the language Scots, which refers to the form of English that is spoken all over Scotland. This Scottish English is different from British English, and the poet uses Scots in this poem too. The subject matters of his poetry are frequently drawn from Scottish folk tales and legends, Scottish landscape, and local events. Let's begin the analysis of the poem. In a glance, in terms of form, this poem is composed in quatrain. That means it is written in 4 lines form. Altogether, there are 4 quatrains in the poem. Its rhyme scheme is ABCB. That means it's a single rhyme quatrain where the second line of each stanza rhymes with the fourth one. In terms of setting, this poem is set in the month of June, that is the spring season. The speaker is a lover and he's talking to his beloved directly. So the addressee is beloved. In terms of subject matter, this poem is an expression of romantic love. It conveys the passion and intensity that is involved in being in love with someone. The speaker begins with a note of comparison, comparing his beloved with a red rose. The word love, L-U-V-E, in the first line of the poem, it's an example of Scotch, equivalent to LOV, love in British English. Well, love can be either feelings, sentiments, or a person. And here the speaker uses love not to refer to his feelings, but to refer to his beloved. One can notice the comparison being made with the use of the word like, which is an example of simile. Using simile, the speaker states that she is like a red rose that has newly emerged in the month of June. June stands for spring season, which is strategically chosen by the poet as the spring season conveys the appropriate time for romance or love. Now, the question is, what does the speaker imply comparing his beloved with a newly bloomed rose? Well, rose stands for something beautiful. Red rose is like something more beautiful, and red rose implies something the most beautiful. So, in the first 2 lines, the speaker, through the comparison, implies that his beloved is young because he is like a newly bloomed rose, and she is also the most beautiful one. Readers can notice alliteration in the first line of the poem, red rose, as there is the repetition of r sound. Similarly, in the last 2 lines of the first stanza, the speaker once again uses simile and compares his beloved with melody that is sweetly played in tune. She is not only beautiful in her appearance, but she is equally melodious in her voice. When she speaks, it's like music, it's like melody. So, through these 2 comparisons in the first stanza, the speaker implies her beautiful and young appearance on the one hand and her melodious voice on the other hand. The speaker begins the second stanza once again, appreciating the beauty of his beloved and declaring his passionate love for her. Fair art thou is like you are beautiful. Bonny lass, it's an example of Scots, which is like sweetheart. The poet declares that he is head over heels in love with her. What is striking in this stanza is the promise that the speaker makes in the last two lines. He promises that he will love her until all the seas on the earth go dry. The word gang does not refer to a group of bad people, but in Scots, it's a verb meaning go. Needless to say, all the seas going dry is something impossible. So, through this note of promise, the speaker implies that he would love her till eternity. Now comes a question: can a man's love be as everlasting as the seas? The answer is no. So, this very note of promise is just an exaggeration. A reader also can notice elision in the last line as a stands for all. Elision, by definition, refers to the literary device in which letters in a word are removed. When the letters or sounds are omitted in elision, they are replaced with an apostrophe, and elision is very, very common in Scottish English. In the third stanza, we notice the continuation of the exaggerating mood of the speaker. In fact, the first line of the third stanza, till all the seas gang dry, my dear, is the repetition of the last line of the second stanza. So it's an example of refrain. The third stanza includes two more promises of the speaker. He states that he will love her until the rocks get melted with the heat of the sun, which is another example of exaggeration. In fact, through these two exaggerations or hyperboles, the speaker implies that he will love her till eternity. But towards the end of the third stanza, the speaker sounds realistic in his next promise when he states that he will love her until the last breath of his life. The speaker here brings the image of the hourglass, which measures time with sand, and suggests that until the sand of his life pass into the compartment of death, he will be loving her. Readers also can notice allusion in the word a, we, and o, which means all, with, and of, respectively. The last stanza incorporates the note of farewell. The speaker is about to go far away from his beloved, so he is saying goodbye to her. Throughout the poem, the speaker uses possessive pronouns frequently while addressing his beloved, like my love, my bonny lass, my dear, my only love, to suggest how much possessive he is for her. He feels she completely belongs to him and he completely belongs to her. Though the speaker is going 10,000 miles away, he promises to return soon. The geographical distance does not stop the speaker from coming to his beloved, as he is madly in love with her. So he calls this separation momentary, as suggested by the word a while, because he believes that a reunion is waiting for them. It brings us to the end of the poem. If you like the video, subscribe my channel and hit the bell icon to get notification for the latest updates. Thanks for watching.